What's up, my brewski dudeskies? This is the track review of the Niklas Sandbox Supercross, and if any of you guys happen to have JLV's phone number, just give him a little hoot and tell him to put this shit on the front page of mxsimulator.com where it belongs, along with Niklas Sandbox National. And before I go any further, fuck donating to me, go donate to these legends that made this track, because this is what MX Simulator is, man. I'll say it now and I'll say it for the rest of my life. This is where it's at, dog. If you had never seen MX Simulator, you didn't know what it was, and you just were coming up to me saying, hey, Spence, show me some MX Simulator, I would show you A, this track, and then I would show you B, Niklas Sandbox National. So this is an accurate representation of what MX Simulator can look like. This is the tip-top notch of the line of MX Simulator visual capabilities. And just letting you know, I don't even have this shit on ultra resolution, and I don't even have the ultra version of the track downloaded. I have the high version downloaded, and I have most of the in-game settings set on somewhat around high, so it could even look a notch better than this if you had more of a capable computer than my little shitbox over here. So could you imagine putting this track side by side with like a 2011 Supercross track in this game? They wouldn't even look like the same game, dude. And if you put a stock track beside the Niklas Sandbox National track, I mean, it wouldn't even look like the same realm whatsoever. The way they do these tracks, it is just unbelievable. And let me pause right here. Okay, I had to show you these sick little purple nurple tough blocks off the side of the track. Check it out, dog. I said go donate to these dudes, and I wasn't messing around. I completely sponsored this track right here. I donated some money to support them before the track even came out, and I asked if they could put my logo on a tough block. I was like, just put it on a couple tough blocks, dog, and put some Galaxy background or some shit on it, and we'll be rocking on. So he got her going on here. Anyways, I just had to show you guys that little tough block. Thought it was sick, but yeah, okay, so on to the actual track review here. Had to get all that stuff out of the way first, but you can see the ground decal, over here in this sand section, he's got a whole different kind of particle effect, which is only on the actual sand section here, which I love how he did that, how he separated this from the rest of the track. You know, he didn't just make the whole track super particle effect, so you really get like a different feeling when you're in the sand section. It's kind of like there's just floating particles of sand, which is really cool. And I mean, dude, with these Niklas Sandbox tracks, it's like I'm at a strip club throwing 10s, dog. But really, with the Niklas Sandbox tracks, I'm actually throwing 11s, not 10s. So I've got to give this track an 11 overall. It's another level Supercross track, just like the Niklas Sandbox National. Go support these dudes. I mean, this is just unreal, next level. Can't believe it. The inside ruts are sick. You know, that's something he could have definitely messed up on this track, but still managed to get the inside ruts where they're worth it. There are a couple of places on the track where it's like maybe a little bit more one line than some of the other parts, but I mean, that's how motocross is. You know, you're never going to have a perfect motocross track where every single line has 5,000 different options. It's just not going to happen. And the thing about this track is it's full 3D scan from a real life track, an actual sandbox track. That's where their whole name and everything comes from, if you guys didn't already know that. Most of you MX Simulator dudes probably know that, but any just random dude coming across this video that doesn't really know a whole lot about MX Simulator probably wouldn't know that. But this rhythm section over here is rad. You can hit it about 5 million different ways, and you can actually do almost like a cross jump. I don't know if I was cutting any time off of it doing that, but you can kind of, right in that corner, you can triple over all those jumps and stuff. It's kind of like a two offset kind of jumps over there, which was pretty cool. I love when people add unique sections like that. But right here, you got two different options. You can huck it all the way to the outside, or you can go to the inside, which is tighter than Dick's hat band, and you can try to ride that through. But some of these outsides are pretty mellowed off berms, so you really got to have throttle control. And I love how he did this right here, where the outside of this sand section actually balances out pretty well because there's somewhat of a good rut there, but it sets you up a lot better for the next corner, but it takes you more time to go to the outside, so it has that balance to it. And this triple right here has just enough of a kicker where it's a little bit sketchy and a little bit scary. It's not just so smooth that it's a boring triple. I loved how he did that. The whole track has that feeling though, and all of the Niklas Sandbox tracks have that feeling on the jumps. Like nothing is perfectly smooth or perfect faced or anything like that. So jumping over my own tough blocks here, but yeah, it's what a track, man. I mean, the stadium, legendary. Oh my gosh, dude, like JLV, the people that make the friggin' RF tracks and stuff, dude, like get this going. Why does this look like 10 stages ahead of what you guys are making? I'm not bashing you, but holy shit, dog. Like, this is just, I can't believe this. This is a whole different game. This is literally like MX Simulator 3 right here. I'm not joking. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating that whatsoever when I say this. This looks like MX Simulator 2.0. It really does. Oh, man. Just unbelievable. Let me throw a little bit of roost on right here. Okay, let's see what the roost looks like. Not a crazy amount, but that's definitely not a bad thing. Sometimes you hop on those tracks where it's like just an absolute flood of roost coming off of the bike and it doesn't even look real, and I'm sure some of my tracks kind of look like that, but with the different roost files and stuff. Roost files are definitely, the coding and stuff you have to do in there with that is pretty tricky, and I self-taught myself how to do all that, so that's why some of my roost files may be a little bit more extreme than they would be in real life, but they still look white with snow and brownie mix brown with brown dirt and red with red clay dirt, so I at least got that part of it down. But yeah, dude, 11 overall. Difficulty probably hard because this is actually a real track in comparison to basically every other MX Simulator track would be fake when you compare it to this. This is just another level of real right here. So the jump spacing feels pretty good. I love this inside rut. You can actually huck over that. I don't know why I was hitting that little pussy line there, but you can huck over the, I think it's like is it a quad? I don't know. Maybe just a triple. Actually, no, I think it is a quad. Wait a minute. See, jump over that. That would be triple. Yeah, technically, I guess it's kind of a quad if you jump all the way over the table, but a ton of cool different lines like that. And these inside ruts, they're just big enough to where they'll grab you, but it's not like they will blindly grab you. You still have to place the bike properly, and that's the same way with that first rut in that corner coming into that first rhythm section. And the whoops right here, just big enough to give you a challenge, but not humongous. And I actually really like the style of these whoops right here. They're something totally different than any other whoops I've experienced before, and I thought that was just sick. They kind of have like a smaller but more peaky kind of feeling to them, so that was just something a little bit different. They're not humongous, super rounded off. I just kind of like when people will throw a completely different aspect in there like that of a certain type of obstacle. But see right here, you can huck right here and triple, so you can kind of cut the track right there. I'm sure you could do it without cutting the track, but I would just need a little bit more practice on it to really nail it down properly. But then you jump into this like supernatural, almost motocross portion right here, hit a wall, and just the whole track, man. Oh, and by the way, it's free, motherfuckers. I can't believe I didn't mention that earlier, but this is free. They charge for their track before this one, but they're going the route of just letting everybody have the track, and they're hoping that enough people donate that they can continue to make these tracks. So get out there and donate, dog. If you were thinking about donating to me, completely scratch that idea and donate to these dudes. I would much rather you support these dudes than support me. I mean, I've made a bunch of custom tracks, but this is sky levels above mine. So go donate to these dudes. I can't stress how important that is. If you want to continue to see tracks like this, you have to donate, because the amount of time they put in for this and the amount of equipment they have to buy and all that different stuff, it's not like it's just cheap to do that, So I can't believe JLV hasn't kind of started to sort of catch on to that theme that's been going on with the Niklas Sandbox tracks and just start making a ton of tracks like that. I can't believe he hasn't done that and I can't believe he hasn't just put these on the front page of MXSimulator.com. Like, JLV, do you realize, dog, if you just put a small little snippet video of this on the front page of Niklas Sandbox National, and I promise you people will shut up about the MX Simulator having these shitty graphics. They will shut up real quick. Whole squad on that real shit. They will, I'm telling you, like, I just don't know the thought process of JLV sometimes. It's just like, oh my gosh, if there was any video to feature on your front page, it would be the best looking track by far, the two best looking tracks by far in this game. But it's not just the way they look. I mean, it's the whole entire rounded track is that way. It's better than any other track. I don't know any other way to explain that, dude. So I want to let you guys know that I have all of my different playlists on my front page, whether it be game-specific playlist or series-specific playlist. So if you're looking for any particular game or particular series that you want to watch, I have it all laid out there in a pretty organized manner on my front page. And my email address is spencerturley@live.com, no space, no capital. And I do accept sponsorship offers. And you guys should also follow me on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, Steam, all that different stuff at Spencer Turley, no space, no capital. There is a link in the description to donate to me if you want to support me, and if you can't or you just don't want to, I totally understand. That's why it's completely optional, but I will be listing my top 10 donators at the end of every single future video, and I will shout out every new donator at the end of a video, even if they're not top 10. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching the videos. Later, dudes.